All right, what is going on, Pisces Collective? This is, first of all, welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. This is your what is spirit restoring in your life at this time, okay? So as always, my readings, for unless otherwise specified, are timeless. So whenever they come to you, there's a message here for you, okay? That is the intention that I at least set. So it's up to you to use your own discernment, exercise your own intuitive muscle for the messages that are meant for you, and just, you know, politely leave the rest for someone else, okay? So gonna get into a few different areas. I am doing your guys' reading and the rest of the signs from here. This is kind of just how I was guided to do it. It is what it is. Some of the other signs, just like, you know, they may get a little jealous, I don't know. But and I say that because I was guided to actually pull you guys a finance message, like specifically from the money, from a money deck. So, you know, we'll see how that, you know, it's what I was, like I said, it was what I was guided to do. So I'm following my guidance. So it is what it is. So we are going to tap into, or we'll touch on, I should say, what spirit is restoring in your life, you know, in general. More so a little bit further detail into what that is exactly, clarified by the tarot. All the rows are clarified by the tarot. And then what's being restored regarding your spirituality, what spirit is asking of you, and your finance message, okay? So I am going to first talk about real fast the bottoms of the decks that I've used, and that's just to get the messages that are underlying, the hidden messages that you may not be seeing at this time. And then we'll actually dive into exactly what you guys either are already experiencing as far as restoration, or what you can look forward to, okay? So it just, you know, we're all in different places on the timeline. All the messages are not going to resonate with all of you, and they're not meant to, you know. That's what your discernment is for, okay? So let's get into this, shall we? All right. So at the bottoms of the decks that I have here, it definitely feels like you guys are in this this space of transition, okay? I do have Between Worlds here with the Rebirth, Justice, fourth chakra, which is Archangel Raphael, which is our heart chakra, Prudence, Ten of Pentacles, and the Tower, okay? So some of you, Pisces, may have recently gone through some type of upheaval, some type of for some of you, it could have been a tower. Something maybe in your life has maybe completely fallen to shit, or at least it feels that way. I do feel like it is a positive thing though, okay? It may not feel like that in the moment, which towers typically don't. But whatever it is, it's inevitable, meaning it's going to happen one way or another. That's not only what the major arcanas in the tarot represent, are inevitable major events that we can, you know, delay and push off and try to avoid, but they will eventually happen. But in specifics to the Tower, which is also Scorpionic energy, so you may have that sign in your chart, you may be dealing with one, that also is indicative of, you know, situations in our life, or circumstances that weren't built on a solid foundation in the first place, so it was bound to happen anyway. So for some of you, you maybe have, you know, gone through some type of tower moment in your life where things have just maybe completely fallen apart, but just know that anything that falls apart is just making room for it to be cleared out and something, and to be restored and put back together, but in a solid, more stable way, okay? So it feels like some of you, this may be, it feels like something that, for, obviously it's not going to be for all of you, but it feels like for, you know, a group of you at least, whatever this tower moment has represented for you, that it was something that was not of your own doing, okay? It was, as far as like us being the creator of our own reality, like the co-creator with spirit, but I mean that it feels like there were other hands at play here. So for those of you where that resonates, where things may have fallen apart because of a decision that someone else made, whether, you know, you approved of it, or, you know, agreed to it or not, justice is going to be served, okay? Meaning that things balance, the scales of karma are going to be balanced out on your behalf, okay? Some of you, this could be definitely have to do with some type of legal matter, where it feels like some of you kind of just like lost everything to a situation, or to a marriage, or, you know, whatever that is, a divorce, you know, for some of you. Balance is going to be restored though. Things are going to, you know, it's like for some of you, it needed to happen in order to help you start over, not from a place of starting over from scratch, but from starting over from experience. So it feels like some of you maybe have been having a penny pinch with this Prudence card here, okay? It says, don't let the balance of your credit cards get too high. Put something aside for a rainy day. Stay within budget and start living within your means. So for some of you, you have been already doing this, or some of you maybe having had to do that because of things that have maybe fallen apart, or like I said, if you've been involved in some type of legal matter or court situation, it may have kind of wiped you of your resources. For some of you, it may have been something like being like a lawsuit. For others, which feels very, very specific. But for others of you, this could definitely have just been like taxes, you know what I'm saying? Like where some type of God, what's that word, where they kind of just take your money without you, you know, being really able to say yes you can, you know, type of thing. I can't think of the word right now, but basically where God, it starts with the re, it's the re something, but it's basically when, like, say garnishment, that's the word I was looking for. It's not re, but garnishment. So some of you, your wages were garnished, and that could be something you guys are recovering from, where it's been kind of like making you, you know, because that money is just kind of like being taken before you even see it. It's been making you have to like really penny pinch for some of you. But that, like I said, your finances, whatever that has taken place to where that has been the life you've been living, that's changing, okay? Because like I said, we have the 10 of Pentacles here. So this is what you don't see, which is, you know, basically your finances being restored in a major fucking way. And we're not even really, this, you know, is more than finances. The 10 of Pentacles for me as a reader is the happiest card in the deck. Why? Because this not only talks about money, finances, talks about legacy, money that you can put away for generations to come. Okay, this is talking about the house, the home, the family, the kids, whatever it is that you want. That is what the 10 of Pentacles covers. It's not just emotional fulfillment. This covers money and the finances, the material and the emotional. Okay, so some of you look, and then the oh shit, right, Pisces? Okay, holy fuck, yeah, some of you, this is what you've manifested. Okay, after definitely a period of maybe feeling ostracized, for some of you feeling rejected, feeling really just disappointed with how things have been going, that is changing in a beautiful way. And I say that, look, these 4 cards here with the 4 of Cups underneath that, it's like the 4s. 4s represent stability, foundation. Okay, so it's like for those of you that have been, like I said, struggling financially, or it feels like your foundation has been rocked in some type of way, that is shifting. Okay, because we have the 10 of Pentacles. Underneath the 10 of Pentacles is the King of Pentacles. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune and the Starman, which is the Magician in this deck. Okay, so like I said, y'all, Pisces, you don't see it yet, but I'm just saying, I'd highly advise you to, you know, whatever has been disappointing, whatever has maybe recently, like I said, fallen apart, just know that things have to fall apart sometimes before they can fall together. So do your best to ride the wave, even if it doesn't make sense, it will. Okay, yeah, I've been seeing 7-11 a lot, and I just saw it on the timer. So some of you, 7-11, the number that may be a synchronicity that some of you have been seeing lately, that could be another sign that things are shifting in a positive way, even if you're not yet seeing the physical manifestation of that. Just, you know, do your best to hang tight and do your best to go with the flow. Just know that things are changing. You're going through a rebirth right now. You guys are going through a transition. We have 2 cards that indicating that, as well as the Tower. So it's really 3 cards indicating transition, changes, major changes at that. Okay, so let's get into your messages, shall we? So starting with what Spirit is restoring for you, we have the Thinking Woman that came in sideways, card 47. Okay, with the Contract, card 6. Okay, and in what area of life, we have Spirit Guide. Okay, so for some of you, Pisces, what Spirit is restoring here is, for some of you, this has to do with maybe a legal, like I said, a legal matter. We just talked about that with the Justice. For some of you, this is maybe some type of blockage that has come through some sort of contract that you signed. Maybe it feels more on a soul level than on in a physical way, right? It could be reflecting in the physical, but I feel like this feels like a contract that some of you maybe signed in the ethers, you know, before you incarnated into this lifetime, where it's like shit isn't making sense to you. But it's like, I feel like some of you, it's you're gonna start seeing, or some of you are coming into the awareness or getting signs from your guides, your ancestors, your spirit team. It feels like they're talking to you, where for those of you that maybe haven't been able to really hear the messages clearly, it feels like some of you, it's like the messages they've been distorted. And I say it's like that's coming to me in this way because it's like as soon as I started talking about this part, landscapers and people outside, I hear it. Okay, so I feel like I need to close the window, but anyway, that's coming through here. Okay, that some of you, whatever has been blocked, where for some of you it's like you haven't been able to see things clearly, maybe see your way ahead. Some of you, it's kind of like maybe your ability to really channel the wisdom from your spirit team, maybe in regards to maybe what to do in regards to a court situation or some type of court battle, legal situation, whatever that is. It feels like some of you, it feels like maybe you've been blocked in some type of way, or it has been difficult to maybe see the way ahead, see beyond, you know, the circumstance, to even, you know, like I said, for some of you, to get clarity about what the next step is to take. What do I do? How do I fix this? How do I get myself out of it? You know, asking, calling upon your spirit team. And maybe some of you haven't been able to really hear the messages clearly. Maybe it's been really difficult for you to get the downloads, right? So like I said, Spirit is restoring that for you, though, where, you know, the clarity that some of you have been needing, you know, maybe someone that is coming in to help you, where it feels like some of you have been dealing with something on your own. That's changing, that's shifting, okay? Whatever has been blocked or feels like has been difficult to see clearly, that is changing, it's shifting, okay? So like I said, for some of you, it's definitely in regards to a contract, and that's maybe because, like I said, if it's something dealing with the court system, that's one thing. For others of you, this has to do on a soul level, okay? Some type of contract that needed to play itself out, and now you're, you know, maybe some of you have played your role in that contract. You signed up for that, right? You essentially did your part, and now justice is being served, meaning the scales of karma. For some of you, it's like you had some karmic debt to pay, right? That may have been, like I said, something that you signed up for before you incarnated into this lifetime. That's being taken care of now. It's like your karmic debt is paid, and now things, you know, are falling apart, essentially for it to fall together, because you know, you've cleared out that that soul contract, that karmic debt, whatever that is. It's like you've taken care of that now. So now you can move forward, okay? So clarifying that energy is the Eight of Cups, clarified by or with the Seven of Pentacles, okay? And those energies are clarified by the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands in this deck, okay? So what it feels like is, for some of you, this is something that you thought was over, okay? That is, you know, coming back around. For others of you, this has to do with something that maybe you walked away from initially, that's coming back up, okay? Some of you maybe thought this was done and it's not quite complete yet. Maybe it's halfway done, which could be why the thinking woman came sideways. For some of you, this is like something that maybe you thought was over, and it's maybe not complete yet, but it's very close, okay? For others of you, this just feels more so about an idea or something that you've been working on, that's giving you, like, this, whatever this is giving you an opportunity. Like, so whatever spirit is restoring, it's giving you an opportunity to reinvest in something that maybe you thought you had to give up on, that you know, thought you had to walk away from. It's like spirit is restoring that, where whatever investment you've, you know, essentially put into something, you're able to kind of like pick up where you left off and keep going, okay? To where, you know, whatever actions you were taking towards it, whatever you were doing to, you know, move the needle forward, it's like it's like getting back on track with that. Where if you thought you had to like give something up, you know, you thought you had to like release something, let something go. Like, say if it was like a business and you thought you had to sell your business because of the way, you know, being like sued or something, for example. It's just an example, you know, just an analogy that the spirit's giving me right now. So, like, for example, okay, for some of you, you're like, I gotta sell my business now because I'm being sued. So they're taking all my money, they're taking all my you know, profit, whatever. I can't keep it going, right? So for some of you, spirit is working behind the scenes to where you're not gonna have to do that, okay? To where whatever you thought you had to walk away from, or you initially kind of detached from, it's being restored to where you can, like I said, pick up where you left off, where all of your hard work, all the effort and the, you know, the growth that you put into it, the nurturing of whatever this is, it's like spirit is putting it back into your hands to where you can, you know, pick up where you left off and continue to pour into it, continue to take action on it, continue to, you know, build your you know, like your passion. For some of you, this is like a passion, something you're really passionate about, and you essentially had to maybe detach from it for a while or disconnect. For some of you, it's not that serious as far as like losing a business or something like that. Obviously, for some of you, it may be, but for others of you, this could just be simply, you know, having to detach from something, like an idea that some of you had that you've been like really putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort, time, energy into, and you essentially was just like, it's not getting anywhere, I'm not going, it's not like moving in the direction I wanted it to go. It's maybe not, for some of you, it's not having the type of growth that you thought or wanted it to have, and it's like some of you were about to walk away from it, and spirit is like, no, we're going to restore that. For some of you, it was just a blockage that needed to be cleared. For some of you, that was maybe part of a karmic debt, some type of karmic contract that was teaching you something, and then therefore you learned the lesson. So spirit is now restoring it so you can continue to take where you left off, and, you know, restore your passion, your drive, your desire for this thing, and move it forward, okay? So what spirit is restoring regarding your spirit, your spirituality, is clearance, okay? So for some of you, whatever blockages you've been having, resistance, however that's showing up, lack of belief in yourself, lack of confidence, whatever that is, that's being wiped away here, okay? Because everything is done first on an energetic level before you'll see it in the physical. So for some of you, that's what's happening here, okay? Is whatever blockages you've had, it's like, it feels like your spirit team has been working behind the scenes on your behalf to clear things out for you, okay? So clarifying the clearance, we have the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Swords, okay? So for some of you, this has to do with the person that has maybe been blocking you, or that maybe some of you hadn't seen before, that has been working behind the scenes against you. Okay, that's not going to be for all of you, but for some of you, you had an inkling, you maybe weren't sure. For some of you, this person was cloaked. This person, maybe you couldn't see what they were doing. You didn't have the evidence, you didn't have the proof. But for some of you, it's like your spirit team has been guiding you, they've been nudging you. Maybe some of you just, you weren't. It's like some of you, this person was so manipulative and covering it up so well, right, with their deceit, with their lies, with their deception, to where you couldn't see it. Maybe some of you knew with the Queen of Swords, but you weren't sure. But this is spirit restoring your clarity, where it's like whatever, you know, energies around you that may have been causing confusion, causing illusions, keeping you, you know, confused, keeping you kind of like unsure. It's like that's being cleared up, okay? To where when your guides are talking to you, you can see it clearly. You know exactly what they're telling you, and you know you can trust it. To where whatever it is that's been, you know, keeping you, you know, in this energy of like, I'm not sure, or I don't know if I could trust it, whatever, it's like that's over, that's done. Okay, spirit is now clearing that out, to where it's restoring. For some of you, it feels like it's restoring your, I just saw 155 on the timer, 1555. So major changes, major changes. Okay, whatever changes are taking place could also be causing conflict. Okay, it is what it is. But this feels like whatever is being cleared out of your life right now, it's helping you. Okay, it's benefiting you. Some of you knew that this needed to happen, and maybe you just weren't sure about how to go about it, what to do about it. But for some of you, it's clearing out people, maybe people that are leaving your life. There are people that you couldn't trust anyway, people that didn't have your highest and best interest in mind anyway. And I feel like some of you knew that, but maybe you just couldn't prove it. So spirit is showing you by way of removing them from your experience. That's how you're gonna know, is the people that maybe just all of a sudden fall off, and you're like, what happened? Or they're, you know, all of a sudden they're breaking up, someone's breaking up with you, right? Or all of a sudden, you know, someone just finds a dumb reason to get mad at you, and you all ain't friends anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's like something like that. So just know that whatever is leaving your life at this time, Pisces, or has left your life recently, it's for your benefit. It's ultimately for your benefit. And I feel like some of you, like I said, that have been questioning that, it's going to be made very clear. Okay, as this clearing continues to happen, as the energies continue to clear themselves, it's going to make it clear to you that not only can you trust your spirit team, right, but you can trust what is leaving your life. You can, and it's also for some of you making it easier, because you have the clarity about what needs to happen. It's making it easier for you to make the necessary cuts. Meaning, if you have to, you know, be the one to end a relationship or let a circumstance go, or whatever that is, you're going to be clear about why you have to do it, and it's not going to be you're not going to be confused about it. It's not going to be an illusion about why I should or shouldn't, or, you know, it's like whatever. And also what I'm getting here too is that for some of you, whatever has been sabotaging, making you self-sabotage, you guys are cutting that away as well. Okay, so if this has to do with people, or if this has to do with maybe energies like negative projections that's been placed upon you, or you know, people doing spell work, for those of you that, you know, resonate or feel like that's happening, it's like your spirit team, it feels like it's taking care of that. That's what spirit is restoring, where it's like whatever people have been doing to you behind your back or whatever, it's like justice is coming down. Okay, and that energy, all of that shit's going, it's all dissipating. Okay, so I feel like for those of you that have been maybe self-sabotaging, you're kind of, why do I keep doing this? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I believe in myself, or I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but why do I keep doing, you know, habits, or, you know, having these certain conversations, or doing these certain things, letting certain people in, and it doesn't make sense? It's like that is stopping as well. So whatever you guys have been, maybe for some of you it's behaviors, whether it's like maybe too much alcohol or overindulging, drinking, whatever, that you know you're not supposed to be doing, it's like spirit is restoring, is clearing that out, to where you're no longer going to self-sabotage. You're going to see it clearly for exactly what it is and why you're doing it, what's triggering it, and you're not going to do it anymore. Okay, some of you, that's what you're cutting out, is you're no longer sabotaging your own blessings. You're no longer sabotaging your own growth, your own progress going forward, because you're clear about why it's there, about what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't know that something is a problem. It's like you can't fix it, you can't come up with a solution until you identify the problem. So some of you, that's what's happening here, is that spirit is clearing things out, to where you're being made very clear why you're doing certain things, and you're not doing it anymore, because you're clear about why it's even there, why it's even happening. Okay, so look, clarifying that is a temperance. So this is healing. Again, balance being restored, justice, balance. Okay, this is Sagittarius energy. So some of you, this could be a Sag that you're dealing with. That could be what's being cut out here. But for others of you, this is just simply healing. Okay, balance is being restored, because some of you have been doing the inner work. You've been alchemizing. You've been, you know, doing your best to take your challenging situations and, you know, allow yourself to use it for your benefit. That is helping a lot of you right now. Okay, and that's where I feel like for some of you, that's also how you're no longer self-sabotaging, is because You're choosing to see your challenges from a higher and better, more maybe spiritual perspective, to where it's no longer you're no longer letting your challenges be to your detriment. You're actually letting them help you. You're seeing how they're helping you. Okay, so let's see. What does spirit need from you, Pisces, for this? So to be fair, this is another card of justice. Okay, you see the two scales here, scales of balance. All right, so this is about, you know, doing things the right way, being fair, making sure that whatever you're doing at this time, doing it from a place of integrity. Meaning if you're cutting, you know, certain situations, cutting out relationships, connections, making sure that you're doing it because you know it's the best thing to do for everybody involved in the situation. Okay, as long as you're moving and making decisions from a place of integrity, you have nothing to worry about. Okay, so clarifying the to be fair is the Six of Wands with the Nine of Wands. Okay, initially the Six of Wands did come out in reverse, so I will read it both ways. And clarifying that is the Ten of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, this is, you know, no longer clout. For some of you, it has to do with clout chasing, but for others of you, it feels like, and you'll know if that's your energy or not, if you're doing things for, you know, attention, for, you know, recognition, for reward, whatever. Others of you, this is no longer allowing people around you to ride your coattail. Okay, meaning that if you have people around you that have been maybe lying to you, you know, cheating, doing shit behind your back, being sneaky, you know, whatever, it's like you guys have done the inner work to where you're no longer aligning on those same frequencies, or meaning you're no longer, it's like those people on that frequency, they can't remain, they can't stay, because you've elevated your frequency. You see what I'm saying? So for some of you, it's like you're no longer giving certain people the attention that maybe they once had, and that's just fair. That's what this to be fair is about. And so for some of you, this is what spirit is asking for you to do, is to, you know, keep moving forward, protect your energy, hold your boundaries, and make sure that you're not letting people ride your coattail. Make sure that you're not letting people, you know, seduce you with, you know, giving you a bunch of, you know, flattery and attention and recognition just to, you know what I'm saying, stay in your energy. Okay, so Ten of Wands. So it's about dropping, you know, the burdens, dropping what no longer serves, whether this is people, whether this is experiences, wounds, responsibilities, being responsible for other people's shit, other people's actions. Okay, this is spirit asking you, this is what spirit needs you to do, is stop carrying energy that does not belong to you. Okay, so, you know, you'll know where that fits for you, but that again is, you know, that is doing what's right, doing the best thing for all involved. Okay, because not only is that gonna restore your own energy, that's also going to help others see where they need to be responsible and accountable for their own life and for their own actions. Okay, so I feel like some of you are being asked to do that, you know, to not do things from a place of wanting attention or wanting, you know, success, rewards, recognition, whatever, but also not letting other people stay in your energy, or, you know, stay in your life, who you could tell are just wanting to be there for what they can gain from you. Okay, however that translates. You know your story better than I do, so don't be triggered. If, you know, it's just be honest with yourself. Okay, there's growth in that, and being just honest with the situation. So what spirit is restoring financially, we have Mechanic that came in reverse, and Risk. So mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but not all is lost. Exactly. Isn't that what we're just talking about with the Tower? Okay, so it's just, you know, not saying that everything, you know, is all fine and dandy when you feel like you've lost so much, but just know that it happened for a reason. Okay, it's better to, if you know that something will eventually fall apart, I'd rather, for me personally speaking, I'd rather fall apart sooner than later. So that's, the sooner it falls apart, the sooner I can start rebuilding and know that it'll be strong this time around, because I've identified the mistakes I made the first time. Okay, so if some of you are kind of like being given the opportunity at this time where things that have fallen apart, it was teaching you something. So when you learn what it was teaching you, you can then start rebuilding from the place of having learned the lesson and knowing, having the confidence that you won't have to repeat it because you learn, right? So mending what needs to be mending. It might be broken, but not all is lost. Consider a career as a mechanic, automotive, aerospace, or repair technician. You have the ability to easily fix your finances, but a sacrifice may be needed. So this coming in reverse is saying, what it's telling me is, whatever you guys have sacrificed, Spirit is restoring whatever you've given up, whatever you feel like you've lost. And that's again what I was talking about here. Okay, so things, like I said, that some of you have had to walk away from or felt you needed to walk away from. Some of you, it's what you did walk away from, something, some type of investment. It's like that's being restored. For some of you, it has to do with something that you were really passionate about. And it could have been a business for some of you. Others of you, it could have been a connection, a friendship, whatever it is. For some of you, it had to do with like a job, organization, something you had to essentially walk away from because it was simply no longer serving you, it was no longer benefiting you. Others of you, you were kind of like maybe wrongfully fired or something. So it's like Spirit, whatever you sacrificed, Spirit is, I feel like, bringing it back to you multiplied, okay? Or whatever you had to give up and leave alone or release, it's like Spirit is restoring that double time, okay? So then we have risk. Taking a calculated risk is sometimes necessary in order to advance. Have the courage to face the fear, uncertainty. I feel like they should have put of. Have the courage to face the fear. Yeah, they should have put of uncertainty. Don't focus on the outcome. Odds are better than you think, okay? So for some of you, that could be, you know, a fear here, that some of you have like been wanting to maybe get back into something, to pursue something again, and you haven't been really having the confidence. Some of you have been maybe calling up on your spirit team, on your guides, and maybe haven't been really getting the answers that you need to really tell you if it's something you should consider. And that's where Spirit is saying, like, you know, things are being restored, balance is being restored. There's something to learn, there was something to heal, there's something to transmute. Okay, some of you, that's what you've been doing, where the energy that you've been clearing, maybe, you know, clearing, whether it's physically clearing your space or metaphorically, energetically clearing your space. It's like essentially making room for whatever you've lost, whatever you had to walk away from or felt you needed to walk away from is being brought back, but in a better, more abundant kind of way. Okay, so clarifying your financial message, we have the Princess of Cups. Okay, so this definitely feels like it has to do with some type of creative endeavor. Okay, and then we have clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups. Okay, so for some of you, this definitely has to do with a creative endeavor. Okay, some of you, this is like Spirit is showing you that you have more options than you thought. Okay, and that's exactly what this card was talking about here. Okay, the odds are better than you think. So some of you, you know, this is Spirit saying, you know, be optimistic. Okay, be optimistic about what you're trying to do, especially when it comes to your creativity, what you're trying to create for your life, where you're trying to take your creative ideas. For some of you, this is, you know, Spirit saying, like, if you're confused about it, you know, talk to your spirit team, go within. Okay, talk to your spirit guides and let them guide you, let them tell you what the next best thing is to do. But understand that there may be a risk that is necessary. So meaning you may not be able to fully see, you know, the potential outcome or how it's going to play out. If you really feel strongly about it, take the chance and do it, because you know, Spirit favors the bold. Okay, so, you know, I feel like some of you needed that reminder that, you know, things are, you know, being restored. You are going through a major rebirth. Some of you are really going through major transitions at this time. But y'all, like, remember all these, you know, beautiful cards at the bottom here. Okay, you're definitely in this energy of manifesting what you want. So just know that you have so much available energy to you that you don't even see, that you're not even aware of. That's why it's at the bottom of the deck. It's hidden from you. So, but because I'm revealing it to you, let this be your indication that, you know, trust. If you're being guided to do something, clear out anything that's blocking you. Okay, anything that's making you feel resistance or making you feel like I can't do it or it's not going to work. This is your opportunity to push past that, push beyond that, and really allow yourself to thrive in a way that some of you never have before, especially after whatever this tower is, whatever type of major loss that you have experienced. It's like your time. It's your time to be restored. It's your time to be replenished. It's your time to be able to thrive, you know, and be successful way, you know, more than maybe you could the first time. Okay, so Pisces, that's what I have for you. Like I said, we have Sagittarius energy here. We don't have any other major arcanas besides the Tower, which is Scorpio energy. I guess you could say Justice, Libra energy. All these pentacles, that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So any of those signs may be of significance. Again, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy here with Virgo, Gemini for the Magician. So any of those signs may be significance. If you're not dealing with them, don't worry about it. And with that contract card, that's also giving me Libra energy. So heavy on the Libra energy here. Okay, 3 cards representing justice, fairness. This is, by the way, forgot to say, this is the year of karma. This is the year of the 8. So just know that, you know, for those of you that have been putting, you know, sowing good seeds, you can definitely expect for that to you to reap a good harvest as well. Okay, and for those that have not, for whatever reason, just know that, you know, it's something to learn in that. There's something to heal in that. So, you know, take it as you may. But that's what I have for you. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, feel free to drop it in the comments. Let me know how it resonates. Otherwise, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel if you have not. And until next time, you guys, howdy.